Hi, this is Linda Abraham with Eye on Admissions, and I just want to discuss with you a moment the development that we're seeing more and more in the MBA application scene, and that is options, choice. More and more schools are asking you to respond to 2 out of the following 4 questions, 3 out of the following 4 questions, and that means you have options. Options are a good thing. However, they immediately lead to the questions, which ones do you choose? So, for example, Harvard says 2 out of 4, Stanford says 2 out of 4, and these complement required questions, and Wharton says 3 out of 4. Which ones do you choose? In all cases, you want to choose the questions that allow you to write essays that are easiest, you can be most enthusiastic in responding, and most importantly, that help you present yourself at your best. What would be the criteria? How do you know what's presenting you at your best? You're going to want to choose topics that complement the topics you've discussed in the required essays and also that are presented in the other areas of your application. So presumably your resume is going to present your work experience, but it can't go into any depth. Resumes by their very nature don't go into much depth. Your essays can go into depth, and or you can discuss non-professional activities that perhaps are not covered by the resume. In all cases, you can show yourself, for Harvard in particular, as a leader. You can discuss your motivations, you can discuss lessons learned from different activities. You can go into much more depth than you did in the job history, resume, or even activity history on your application. Another thing you are going to want to do is, throughout these essays, is reveal different aspects of yourself. Let's go through some of Harvard's optional questions and who would be the good ones to answer what. Number 1 of the optional questions is, what would you like the MBA Admissions Board to know about your undergraduate academic experience? That's a great question for somebody just out of college or recently graduated from college to explore. Presumably, you would have had leadership experience as an undergrad, and you'll have a lot to say about that experience. On the other hand, if you're several years away from college, presumably there's more recent experience that would be great for you to discuss, and much less 4 or 5-year-old activities in college. The second option is, what is your career vision, and why is this choice meaningful to you? Well, the person who answers this question has to have a very clear, concrete career vision for themselves, and maybe it's also distinctive. That would again add to their application. If you don't have a clear vision of what you want to do, or it's fairly ordinary in the MBA applicant pool, then it's probably best not to answer that question. The third question is, tell us about a time in your professional experience when you were frustrated or disappointed. Again, if you're right out of college, that may not be a great question for you to answer. If you have several years of experience and you can show how you recovered from that frustration, how you bounced back, you can demonstrate resilience, then that might be a very good question for you to answer. And then the fourth one, when you join the class of 2013 at HBS, how will you introduce yourself to your new classmates? Well, this gives you lots of room to roam. You could talk about your interest in sports, your interest in music, your interest in travel to your new friends. Which haven't you discussed in your application? Which isn't revealed in the activity list that you have to fill out? That's the one that may make great material for your HBS essay number 4. So hopefully you have lots and lots of options, and again, you'll remember to introduce material that is not in the rest of your application and choose the options that help you present yourself at your best. Thank you again for listening. This is Linda Abraham with Eye on Admissions.